Hey, it's Ann Wilson here, and today I want to talk to you about really success and failure and the journey to it, and why when you can get a mindset of you either win or you learn something, it's going to be one of the key principles for your success. You know, as adults, we have been so conditioned to be terrified of failure. You know, a couple of months ago, I did a video on the power of failure and actually, you know, learning from failure and why failure is so important. And it was entitled, "You're Going to Fail." Well, I got more hate mail. My poor customer support team got so much flack from that because people get so triggered by just the thought of, how dare you say we're going to fail? But the reality is, as adults, we've been so afraid of it that it actually starts preventing us from learning and growing and actually having the life that we really, really want. So if you want to succeed, if you want to create wealth, if you want to be financially successful, in fact, if you want to have achievement in any area of your life, you've really got to do some deep inner work around your beliefs around success and failure, your rules of what it means to have failed or not have failed, or to have achieved, or to have won, or have lost. And that itself will make such a difference. And I've learned so much on this topic from a dear friend of mine who, by almost every metric in our modern world, is an amazingly successful. Well, not maybe every metric, but she's a world champion in her chosen sport. She also has a multi-million-dollar online business in an area of passion that she's passionate about. She has amazing friendships. She has a huge amount of joy in her life. She's financially free. And so she really has extraordinary abundance in so many metrics. And she really lives this principle. And it's from her that I really got the saying, you either win or you learn. And she lives it. She lives it in the whole way. And for her, it's her principle about how she's achieved in all of these areas, world champion in sport, businesses, friendships, life as a whole. And the reason I love that phrase is because when you approach life that you either win or you learn something, no matter what you're doing, is both sides of that equation lead towards progress. But you've really got to be clear that extracting that lesson takes discipline. Because while we can get and we either win or either learn, yay, for most people, the only lesson that they take from something where they don't win or succeed immediately is, oh well, that experiment didn't work, I won't do that again. And they go, that's my lesson. But that's just too damn easy. And so this is where most people give up too soon. And that's why I say it takes discipline around actually learning how to extract those lessons. And it's not that easy, but there is a process and you can teach yourself. And I've taught myself how to learn these lessons because society pretty much tells us adults that failure or not winning is somehow losing. And so we give up, and then we give up on our dreams. And this feedback cycle is so, so important. So what is the discipline and what is that process to extract those lessons when maybe you didn't get the desired outcome you want, that win or that success initially, so that you can actually have the progression? And the very first step in it is to be consciously choose to stop and chew on what happened. And that I say, chew on, get the value, get the juice, because often people want to go, they feel so uncomfortable with this sort of failure or losing or not getting that success that they want to go, oh, okay, quickly bypass. And we've got to go stop and go, okay, cool, maybe that didn't feel so great, but let me actually stay, chew, and digest what's going on. So now that you've stopped and acknowledged it, the second step is asking yourself a set of quality questions, not like, why did I not win or why did I fail, but going, okay, what did work well? So it's really important that we start analyzing these things, starting with what did work well. Often we want to jump in too quickly on what didn't work well or what went wrong. And that just becomes a downward spiral. So there's a discipline of really digging deep into what did work well. And at times it might mean taking a while. And you might want to go, nothing worked well, that was shit. But actually there's always gems you can get something. There's always a lesson. So what worked well? What was great about this experience, this learning, or the result that I got? What can I learn from this? Also, what could I have done differently which could have taken me closer to the result that I'd hoped to get, that success or that win? And what would I do differently next time? And this is really important because that tells us that everything in life is about progression, not perfection. And that is the attitude that is really going to help you get towards your financial freedom, that great relationship, that win in life, whatever it is that you're wanting is really a process of going, you win or you learn something. Now, I think the third step in this process is the biggest lesson that I've learned from this friend of mine. And it's the importance of separating outcome goals, that end, that win, that, that achievement, that award that you get, or that financial outcome, or whatever is that end goal that you're aiming for, versus a process-driven goals. And an outcome goal is that end point, and it's got a fixed destination, a fixed result, whereas a process-driven goal is all about how you get to that outcome and who you are, and it's about how the process is. Do you love it? Is it enjoyable? Are you making the most of it? Are you creating great relationships? Is the team working well in that outcome and the process in order to get that outcome? And so often in our society, we're so fixated on that outcome goal, we can forget the importance of the process goal. And so listen, I'm not suggesting you go out there consciously looking to fail. But what I am suggesting is that you might consider how much attachment you have specifically to the outcome goals, and are you giving that same kind of energy and intention as what you want from the process goals, and making sure that that also has some real juicy weight, so that your life, the process, is wealthy, juicy, enlivening, and not just this belief that when I achieve that outcome, then I'm worthy, then I'm successful, then I've achieved, because that is one of the ways that we can really rob ourselves of the juiciest thing is of life right now. And we need both. We need outcome goals and process goals. But I love process goals, and the more I focus on those, my life has become richer, juicier, and I've just learned so much more along the way. And interestingly, as a result, my outcome goals, those successes, have become so much easier and more enjoyable, and actually I hit them more often when I make sure the process is really aligned to it. So the final thing in all of this, so the fourth point in this whole side of you either win or you learn something, is really consciously choosing that whatever outcome you go after, whether it's in your business, whether it's your first index tracker investment, whether it's blitzing your debt, whether it's going out there and creating your own video series, writing that book, you make a conscious choice that you celebrate in exactly the same way, no matter what the outcome. Because celebration should have nothing to do with achieving the outcome, that win or that learning something. It should be celebrating that you got out there, that you took action, that you dared to risk and feel uncomfortable and went after your rich, juicy life. And so I'd love to know in the comments below, or leave me a comment, how are you incorporating some process goals, or what area in your life could you be incorporating some more focus on the process of your outcome? And what nugget from this that you're really going to take and apply into your life to make that richer, juicier, and really full of life and joy. So I'm Ann Wilson, and if you've been watching this anywhere other than over at TheWealthChef.com, head on over there, leave me a comment. I'd love to know how this applies in your life, and we'll see you again soon.